Hello everyone! I am Tassin, and today I'm going to be going over the Gems of War's new faction of Indrajit's Palace. Of course, we are still on break at the moment. We'll be back on the 20th. However, I do have a little bit of time to get this video out, as well as, of course, we'll still be covering the Monday video. Mic audio is probably a little bad right now. This is using the internal mic on the laptop, as well as the keypad for the laptop, but it should be good enough to get the video out. So anyways, Indrajit's Palace, let's get everything out with this. So, of course, this place is associated to Pridelands, as far as its association, which works pretty good. It is all Rashka daemons as far as the troops from this place. If we go down to the eyes under here, underneath kingdoms, most of the troops aren't really too bad as well, as far as things that we end up getting from it. So from these four, main gimmick that they have is, of course, a Hellstorm, which ends up doing a bunch of red and purple on the board, which a lot of them have boost ratios off of. So it gets a little bit of synergy there. Probably one of the best ones, or although we probably only have two factions, I believe, that have the mechanic. But of all the ones that do have a storm, this one definitely utilizes it a bit better than the other one. There are mostly only 3 troops that you'd really bother using. This one's the mana generator, which you probably won't need, but it does have a cursed burn. It does get to create a bunch of red and purple, and can situationally be okay. It also has the double damage burning. However, that's not relevant because this is the main thing you're going to be using. The Hellclaw Warrior, anything that gains attack in life, always tends to be pretty good when doing Pure Faction. So you definitely obviously want to use it. Pure Faction has that red-purple boost ratio, and even does the Hellstorm. And aside from that, we have the actual Indrajit. And this one's pretty good. It's kind of like Mambasira, which is a mythic that hits 6 enemies for a random amount of damage. It basically just hits 4 for a very similar amount of damage, but has red to purple boost ratio as well, and only does it to 4 random enemies. However, even though it only does it to 4 instead of 6, it does have the boost ratio, and on top of that, also has Cursed Burn. This is actually going to be really good, even outside of the area, mostly because triple damage burning hero classes are going to gain a lot of value from this. The main reason for this is, of course, if they have immune to burn, you can end up having the curse burn, and that will basically go through, allowing you to do triple damage. So even if they have impervious and other immunities that would make them immune to burn, this thing will basically be able to hit through with only 1 troop. So there are going to be some situations where this is usable. If you have a Zugoff, it's probably going to be a lot more situational on if you would ever bother using this thing. But if you don't have a Zugoff, this thing's probably going to get used a lot if you want to go triple damage burning build, but you don't, and you need a way to kind of get by impervious and other similar mechanics. So definitely an interesting legend, and not a bad one for once, so that's great to see. Anyways, as far as the faction layouts itself, if we go over to the main game mode, someone's over here. So as far as the weapon, wasn't anything too relevant earlier in the game. It's probably going to have a pretty beefy boost ratio. But later in the game, it's probably not going to do enough damage. But anyways, it does a bunch of true damage to the last enemy, boosted by red and purple gems. It conjures a Hellstorm, so it does have a weapon that is capable of doing the storm as well, if you ever really needed it for whatever reason. But as far as this weapon, early on in the game, obviously this thing could potentially one-shot. However, the amount of damage it does will definitely fall off, and you probably won't be using it all later in the game, or for anything to upscale, so do be wary of that. But early on enough in the game, it technically could one-shot for the mana cost. Not the best thing out there, but it's compared to the daggers, it's not bad though. I think Rope Dart's a dagger, so that's actually that's always a thing. But anyways, as far as the delve layout, it's 4 room to get to the final, obviously just a straight path. Every single thing in the circle, to my understanding, is completely random. This is a very random delve. I've seen all of these be tier 5. Not a single one's a guaranteed treasure room. I thought initially it would be this one. This one definitely seems like it has a higher chance, but I've seen it not be a treasure room sometimes, so it's a very weird faction. Definitely not one you want to farm. It's mostly just get in, do the event, get out kind of faction. You get some good troops from it and all that. But yeah, it's basically a circle, and you just go whichever way the multipliers are better, and it's kind of looped both ways. There doesn't appear to be any guaranteed treasure rooms, so just do the treasure rooms where you can. And if that one happens to be the treasure room, do take it last, as it does seem to have a higher chance, though. I have seen it not be treasure room. So overall, just a really annoying delve. And mostly just for the event to end up getting it done. Anyways, aside from that, some teams, of course, will all be in the description below, which you can just go and copy-paste them from description if you need. First one, obviously, you already seen, and I already showed on the Monday video this week, was the Earthscale Shield team. I've literally been running this the entire time from 20 to 500. Has worked perfectly fine. Earthscale Shield, double Tesla, or sorry, not the Holy Saint Astra one. Did I put it with Holy Saint Astra? That shouldn't be Holy Saint Astra! Also, why is it not clicking? There we go. That should be a Thrall! Not sure why I put Holy Saint Astra there. That's the normal build that you would do for it. However, we are restricted to red-purple for this faction, so obviously you can't go Holy Saint Astra. Yeah, I've been using Thrall for it, which is the same difference. It's not a half mana start, but obviously you get a lot of mana from it. Anyways, if you need a budget team, if you're still looking for something, Mang with any barrier hero class, so either Sentinel or Titan, good to get you far away. Obviously Thrall with all the extra magic gain, even if you're earlier on in the game, can actually be used in factions for a lot of mana accumulation, of course. Fist of Zoran's mostly just here for a little bit of extra attack. It also has the immediate power into some Skull Convert, which obviously is pretty beneficial, since that's what your one-shot Mang needs. And Leprechaun kind of just to get things rolling right off the bat, which will allow you to immediately just explode, get all the mana you need, and from turn 2 you should pretty much be good to go to just cast everything for the most part. And that's basically what you do with that. Obviously, this is 100% completely centered around Mang, and you just want to use Mang to kill absolutely everything. Use it a couple times on the enemies, keep gaining barrier, and just kill absolutely everything with Mang. Make sure you don't skull spam you back, otherwise you will die. So as far as pure factions, there's a couple ways you can go about this. Hellclaw into triple of the legend is probably the quickest. You can also go Hellclaw into the mana accumulator into double of the legends. Did I say mythic? I meant legends. But and you can also end up doing what's right here, the double epic into the double legend. Main reason for this is in case any of them get transformed from lycanthropy. Pretty sure it's very unlikely, but you never know. You never know, and if you're doing it during the season, which I'm pretty sure most people will be, especially if you're doing it this weekend, yeah, there will be lycanthropy gems until the end of the season, so that's a little factor to consider, and for that reason, doubling up wouldn't hurt. Generally, he's going to live, though, because he has that attack life thing. Pretty much anything that has this double into attack and one other thing. Generally going to live, pretty easy factions, just because if you have enough stats, you just kind of keep ramping like crazy, and then you just win. He has the double damage, he has some skull reflect, which works, skull reflect when he gets hit by skulls, which is kind of beneficial given that he gains durability. Overall, pretty nice. Doesn't have any skull mitigation, but of course he still gets the 25% from the potion, so it's not like he has literally none, he just has no natural amount. And of course, if you wanted to go 3 of these, you can literally win off the win condition of spamming its ability, though I do feel like the win condition is better if you just ramp up Hellclaw like crazy, and then pretty much just 1-2-shot everything off of the burn, because you can. So he's going to be doing a lot of damage, and should pretty much be able to solo the entire faction with literally 1 Hellclaw if you truly had to. So having 2 is nice in case somehow one of them dies very early to skull spam or something, so they have a backup one to auto-win the faction with. It's not like truly auto-win, but generally speaking, you should be able to carry the faction depending on how many potion stats and other things that you end up having to coincide with it. But anyways, guys, that's a quick wrap-up on Indrajit's Palace. I have no clue how to pronounce that. You know which one it is, the Palace faction. But anyways, guys, if you still have any other questions, I'll try to get to them when we go upload the Monday video, and we'll go from there. We'll be back on the 20th as far as streams and stuff like that. We'll have a pretty big stream that night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go for a couple hours, probably finishing all of Bounty Hunter, because I'm pretty sure we'll have time to do it this weekend, or next weekend, I should say, and go from there, because next weekend's Bounty Hunter. But anyways, guys, thank you for dealing with this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone.